It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. At the end of the day, our mission is to provide you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you will call to serve. In this episode, we have the one and only Dr. Summar, like truly Summar. And she's here today to talk about launching your renaissance, locking in to design your own air. Whoa, I can't wait to find out what that's about. What's going on, Doctor? How you doing?
I am fabulous and excited to be here. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much. By the way, I'm glad to have you here, and welcome to all the viewers who are watching. You have a lot of choices and you choose to be with us. So we're going to make this a good use of your time. So thank you so much. We'll talk about how famous you are in a few minutes. We'll go through your bio and how extensive it is in a few moments. All the things you're doing with Miss Corporate America and so many other things. But first, before we get into that, you're talking about launching your renaissance. Here's the question. What does that mean? And why is that important to entrepreneurs today?
I think Renaissance has a greater meaning to entrepreneurs today. And I want to say thank you for having me here to talk about this because it's so important that people know about how to launch their own Renaissance. Now, in my career, I act as a publicist. So I help people with relaunching ideas or programs, initiatives, but at this point in the economy, so many people are facing a change that this is the perfect time for people who haven't thought about entrepreneurship to think about it, to figure out what areas they like to work in, what they don't like. And the Renaissance was a time of renewal, rebirth, and artistic creativity. So this is a time for us to find out what it is that we're good at and to live in our creativity and make that work for us.
You know, that sounds good. I'm glad you shared that, by the way. And many people, myself included, we're always looking for that next renaissance. We're always looking for that next era. But I guess the question I have for you is, why do so many of us keep repeating old patterns? I guess maybe it's just Shay Brown. So I know all of y'all said y'all were going to the gym and you did. I know all y'all were starting a new diet and you did. I know many of you are going to start a new business. You did. Some of y'all did all things you're going to do. So this is not for you. But for people like Shay Brown, my question is, why do we keep going back to some of the old patterns and old habits and not really stepping into that new era? What's holding us back? I'm just curious what your perspective is.
From my perspective, it's all about feelings because what's familiar feels good, but it's not necessarily good for you. So it may feel good to stay in the same light of staying home, not going to the gym because that's what you're used to, but that's not the best thing for you to do. So in launching your Renaissance, this is a time for you to tap into your creativity and find out how it can work for you and propel you to the next level. We have so many people who right now are experiencing job displacement and they're knocking on the same type of doors trying to do the same job. Well, this is a time to think about, is there other skills that I have? Is this a time for me to try something new? This is your rebirth, your renaissance. Find out what you really like to do and try to go in another direction and make that work for you. And I only speak from personal experience because this is something that I personally went through and it has been a rewarding experience. So not just professionally helping people launch into new things, but personally as well.
Well said. And before we get into your backstory, we'll get into that in just a moment. I promise y'all. I promise you. Let's slow down for a moment. Let's speed up. If someone's watching right now, they're like, I like it. I need something new. I'm ready to step into my next renaissance. Shay, if she could give 3 steps, and I know it's unfair. She's written, I'm sure, books. She has essays. She has a lot of knowledge. But if you had to say, you know what, let me boil it down to 3 steps. If you're watching right now, they can start you on the direction of redesign your life. What would they be and why? And can we do 2 perspectives if we can? Can we do one for someone that's starting over a life? So whatever is going on in their life, And maybe we'll look at another perspective if it's not too much, and maybe the person's in their career. They reached a
Mhm.
point in there, it's time for something to do. Would it be okay to do two? And if they're the
Oh,
same, that's fine. You can go ahead and define it. But I know many of you work full-time jobs and you're full-time entrepreneurs, so that's a renaissance. And others of you, just in your life alone, you want a new renaissance. So take it away. What are 3 steps that someone can do right now?
absolutely. So, 3 steps to start launching your renaissance. The first step would be to evaluate where you are. Are you happy where you are with your circumstances? Most times there are things we want to change, but it requires action to make that change. So we have to first identify if there's a time to make a change. And right now, a lot of people are experiencing that this is a time to make a change because the things we've done in the past is not proving to be as successful. So once you identify that it's time to make a change, two, we need to take action. What do we need to do to get from where we are to where we need to be? Now, a lot of times people listen to the news and the negativity and all the things that are going on, the numbers. We understand that that's a reality. But we come from a time of people, the Renaissance, where people were able to take lemons and make lemonade. That's what we're going to do. We have so many gifts and talents inside us. We need to tap into our creativity. What is it that I'm good at outside of what I'm currently doing? Because some people just fall into a career and they work it because they're comfortable, but then there are other skills they have that they just haven't utilized to their full potential. This is the time to launch that. Live up to your full potential. So, action. So, first step is identify that it's time for a change. Two, you want to take action. What would that action be? Do you need to start reading books? Do you need to take a class? Do you need to start studying with someone as an apprentice or intern who is already in an area you might be interested in? Because that's the best way. Either volunteer, intern, serve as an apprentice. I know people have limited time, but the best way to learn is hands on from talking to someone who's actually doing what you anticipate doing. So, action is the second step. And once we take action, third, we need to trust ourselves and be comfortable
Mm.
in our decision because people sometimes they fall back into familiar patterns because it feels good and they're not confident that they can live up to the new standard. We're in a renaissance. We're tapping into our creativity. We're launching a new career or a new life. Be confident in who you are and all of your gifts and talents and go forth and be successful.
Go forth and be successful. I know y'all wonder where is this energy coming from. I know some of you wonder who is this person. Someone right now is saying, "Shay, I've already Googled her." I love to say that because many of y'all Google folks before they get here. Okay,
I
that's why
love
y'all
that.
show up. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And then there's others of you, you're like, "Shay, I'm meeting her for the very first time. You're on my big screen TV. What's up?" Some of you right now, maybe you're listening and you're in the kitchen cooking dinner. You're taking care of a loved one, whatever you may be doing right now. This is a good time to lean in or listen very carefully because I'm going to ask her to share who is she, what's her backstory, and that's I'm sure important. And then what was that defining moment that she says, "I was born for this. This I was born for." Take it away. You know the question. Who are you? What's the backstory?
Yes. Well, I am Summer Joy Goodman. Can't really be me with a name like that. So I have been in the pageant for Miss Corporate America over the last year, and I was Miss Charm City representing Baltimore. Proud native of Baltimore, love my city and everything about it. And I had the opportunity through the pageant to do speaking engagements, to meet so many amazing and wonderful people. And my platform was wellness, wealth, and wisdom. And that was birthed out of my need to make a change in my life. I was like so many people. I was in corporate America. I was working 60-hour weeks and sometimes more. I didn't have time to do a lot of those things that would tap into my creativity because work was my focus. And I was just so laser focused on work and what I need to do there that I let my health decline. I didn't pay attention to the warning signs. So once I got a wake up call, like, wait a minute, I'm not eating right, I'm not doing what I need to do for my health. I need to make a change. And hopefully somebody's out there watching. They won't have to get to that point where something happens and they get a wake up call. Hopefully you can get to the point where we, as we discussed with the 3 steps, you can identify now that it's time for you to make a change before you get to that point. But being a workaholic, it serves you well in the moment, but not in the long run. So my background is in communications. I've worked in high pressure situations in politics. I worked at the Maryland Department of Labor, and I did things such as the monthly release of the jobs and unemployment numbers for the state of Maryland every month. So I'm very keyed into what the stats are and how people are dealing with the economy right now. So that's why I feel like this message is so timely, because so many people are displaced and not where they want to be as far as their career or their life is concerned. So now is the time to start tapping into your creativity. What else can I do that can also bring about income and joy at the same time and give me that work-life balance? Because that's really where I was. I was working so much, I did not have that work-life balance. And I needed a wake-up call to get to me to say, wait a minute, you can't live on work alone. So based on everything that I've done with PR and helping people launch different initiatives, do rebranding projects, we want to rebrand our life, whether that is our career, our personal life, rebrand how we are moving so that we can find more joy in what we're doing and do it in a healthy way.
And you mentioned the word twice, maybe 3 times, brand. And that's an amazing background. Thanks for bringing that up. And you said brand yourself, brand your life, brand this. And someone might be saying, Shay, what in the LL Cool J does brand your life mean? What is a brand these days? Do I just need to go get a new outfit? Do I need to just change my hair? Do I change my message? So I know for you it's probably second nature, but for Shay Brown, who went to DC public schools, by the way, I did go to Morgan State. Shout out to Morgan State in Baltimore,
Yeah.
Maryland, and Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out! I love Baltimore. I love the crabs too. I'm in DC, right down the street. That means nothing to some of you out there, but some of you are like, yeah, that's my man, crabs. But eating crabs anyway. Let me get back to our regularly scheduled program. Define brand. What does it mean? And why is it so important? Just so everybody can be on the same page.
Absolutely. So people feel like brand is just what you wear. It's not the outerwear, the aesthetic. Brand encompasses the whole being, what people think of when they think of you. So when I think of a good show or someplace I want to be, this is the show I want to be on. Because Shay, you have made a name for yourself. People know that this is where you go for entrepreneur help, where people who are movers and shakers are on the show. This is a place to be. So you have created that brand because people know that with your name, when they hear your name, they know that it's synonymous with a good show that's going to help entrepreneurs. That's a brand. So that people know you, not just based on how you look or how you dress, but how you treat people, how you move through the world. The brand encompasses all of that. So if you are a person who is very meticulous and very organized, and that is what you're known for, you don't have to stay in the same situation or the same work situation that you're in. You can take those skills and transfer it to something else because you're known for all of these great skills. So I want people to pull out all the good things about themselves and lead with that. Not just say, I have to look a certain way. You don't. I have to be a certain way. You don't. You have to be yourself. That's all you need to be, and be the best version of yourself you can be. That's your brand. How people know you. When they hear your name, they know it is associated with something good.
I love it, by the way. When you hear your name is associated with something good. I like that. Dr. Summar is in the building. He's talking about it's time to what? Step up. Step to another level. Why are you so passionate about this? I mean, you seem to be happy. You seem to be enjoying it. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing these days?
I I enjoy working with people. I'm a people person. I enjoy motivating other people. I keep myself motivated because, again, I've been in those situations where I've been so committed and loyal to a job that I ignored a lot of things that I shouldn't have. I missed personal appointments or special family engagements because I was still at work. I had to cancel, and life is steady passing you by. And I had to do the 3 steps myself. I had to, one, make the decision that I needed to make a change because I knew that these things weren't going to come around again. These graduations and dance recitals and things that I was missing out on, I'm not going to be able to recapture those moments. Life is about the moments. So it was time for me to stop putting all my eggs in one basket and start tapping into my gifts and enjoying life for the moment and taking those lemons and making lemonade. Because people say, oh, you're happy, everything's always good. Everything's not always good. You just see me sipping on a lemonade because I've been in the kitchen cutting up lemons for a while.
I love it. I love the humor. I love it. If It's a good segue, I believe, to a segment we have called "Today Is My January 1st," where we get an opportunity to understand what setbacks you've had and how you had to bounce back from them. For folks who watch the show every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you already know what we're about to do. In fact, you might even wait to say those magical words every night. Today is, I know you can say it, today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. We're super excited you're here. And for all the new folks who are joining for the very first time, today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or really how bright and sunny the past has been, the past no longer equals to the future. And so my question for Dr. Summar on the other side is really 2 parts. Number one, just when you hear the words, today is my January 1st, what even goes through your mind? And number 2, when was the time you had a setback? And how were you able to bounce back from it?
Wonderful question. I know that today is my January 1st is like the most wonderful mantra that anybody can use because that means you can have a chance to start over anytime. You don't have to keep things the same way. Anytime means you can start again. So my January 1st means I am going to start over and do things the way I want to do it. I know I've made some mistakes, but like you said, that's in the past. We're not going to go through that. We know things have been dark at times, but again, we're going to take those lemons, we're going to get in the kitchen and cut them up and put some sugar on it and make some lemonade.
Come
We
on,
are
somebody.
going to take the bad and make it good. We're going, what I do in public relations, we have to learn how to find the positive in everything because it's so many messages coming at you in the media and social media. How can you use that to be positive and get your message across? So you can't just do that for an organization. You have to learn how to do that for yourself. Things might come to you that's negative. How are we going to use this to our benefit? Okay, how are we going to turn it around? That's the step one, the decision. How are we going to turn it around? Step two is the action. What we going to do about it? We're not going to sit and worry about things that happened in the past. We're just going to, okay, we're going to make the decision to make a change, and then we're going to act on it, and we're going to be confident, the third step, that we can do it and go forth and be successful.
I love it. You can do it. You can go forth and you can be successful. You know, one of the questions I love to ask as you were sharing your backstory is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I'll frame it for the audience so they're kind of familiar that you've had a lot of training along this journey of life, more mentors throughout all your school training, read more books than you can remember, I'm sure, watch videos, trainings, and so many other things. But if you had to step back and say, Shay, this is one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given that I want to share with someone else, what would it be? I know y'all love that question. And why? I like it too.
I love that question. And I had my godfather was a wonderful mentor to me. And he told me one time, people won't like what they see if they don't like what they see. So to make sure that you are presenting yourself in a way that people will receive it and then they can receive your message. We make judgments all the time about how things should look or how things should be. But if we come in with, we don't understand it. If we come in with a negative attitude, that shows. It's not so much about the aesthetic, about what clothes you're wearing, the attitude. If you have a negative attitude, it shows. And if people don't like what they see, they're not going to be responsive to whatever message. If you're trying to sell a product, if you're trying to get something across, if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in what you're doing, it will come across and people won't believe in it either. So you got to believe in yourself and what you're doing first. We're going back to those steps of being confident in what you're doing so you can go forth, because we people don't like what they see, then they won't like what they see. They have to like it first to even get to the point of hearing the message so they can like it. So that was something that always stuck with me, because it made me conscientious of my brain. Make sure that I am treating people the way I want to be treated and doing things in decency and order, because those little things matter and they build up into who people know you to be.
Said very, very well said. You know, as a publicist for Harriet Tubman, I believe Frederick Douglass as well. I believe you're doing it, yes, as well. What lessons have you learned from their legacies that has inspired you and inspired other folks?
Yes, I am working with the Eastern Shore families of Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass as their publicists. It is such an honor. We're doing a huge event, Unity Day, and we are giving Unity in Action Awards to local community organizers who are doing extraordinary things. So, what I've learned in doing public relations with them is I've gotten a greater sense of the state of Maryland and how vast it is. And finding those roads where Harriet Tubman traveled, I can't imagine. I can't imagine right now. I'm driving the roads and I'm like, I can't imagine walking some of these roads at night, some of these places. So, what stuck with me above all else is resiliency. They were resilient and they adapted to whatever they needed to survive. So we are not just going through and letting life happen to us. We are going to be resilient and we learn how to adapt. So not just to survive, so we can thrive.
I love it. Powerful, by the way. I've never done that, but the way you framed that made just sent chills through my body. What does success look like for you these days? What does it feel like for where you are in your life cycle?
Success for me today is totally different than it was, I would say, probably 10 years ago. You know, over the past few years, we had so many changes, the pandemic, ups and downs in the world. So everybody has experienced some type of change, and change is never easy. But what success looks like to me today is to be able to work and be happy, to find that balance between going to work and not totally exhausting myself, where I come home and I still have energy to do the things I want to do and to be with the people I want to be with, to celebrate my family, to celebrate the important moments, to enjoy life for what it is. So now I have transitioned into working with insurance agents and in addition to PR. And so I'm learning how to help people be more healthy and to increase their salary and I'm helping them with financial decisions. So I'm trying to show people how you can use what you have to be financially confident. We get all these messages about being wealthy, being wealthy. First, you need to be confident that your bills are paid, because that takes a huge weight off of you. And once you're financially confident, then you can go to the next level. We can talk about wealth building and those type of things. So that's where I am. Success to me is not just um, grinding all day, staying up all night, working till I'm tired. There's old messaging. Right now, I want to be able to rest. I want to be able to work. I want to be able to rest. And I want to be able to enjoy life's moments because they're only coming by once.
One time. You get one shot at this thing called life. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, how can folks connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now for those that are very interested?
Oh, absolutely. So I have two types of clients that I'm working with. Number one, I'm doing public relations with the families of Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass, and they can connect with me at one of the events that I'm doing with them. Their Instagram is at FDHill.org. So it's for Frederick Douglass Hill, FD Hill, ORG. That's the Instagram. And then you can connect with me personally. I'm Summar Joi, and it's spelled SUMMARJOI at Instagram at Summar Joi. You can reach out to me on Instagram anytime. And also at Miss Charm City Official, because I'm Miss Charm City. You can reach me at
Yes.
Ms. MS Charm City Official on Instagram as well. Please reach out to me. You can send me a message. I'm looking not just for public relations clients, but I'm working in insurance industry, and I'm also working in finance, and I've found some great opportunities there. So if you're looking for opportunities, you need to change, you're looking for a career change, please reach out to me. I'm willing to talk to you about it, about what I'm doing and some of the innovative things that are happening right here in the state that you can do so that you can get to that point of having your renaissance. It's time to relaunch. So if you want to relaunch in a new career or a new position or a new thing, reach out to me. I can help you get there.
I love it. Thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I had a chance to see you in person when you were in Maryland. I'm glad we could connect again. Some folks only meet through the power of these fiber optic lines, and that's not the case with you. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep making a difference in the world. We appreciate you. Thank you.
And thank you so much. You are awesome. This show is amazing, and I'm just honored to be here. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, well, we don't have a show. So I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're doing really, really well, and it's just a matter of you going to that next level of success, whatever that looks like for you, or you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. That being said, my name is Shay Brown. I'm out. Thanks a lot, Dr. Summar. We out, everybody. Peace. We'll see you all on the